Hey guys, welcome to a PipFarm interview. Today we are going to interview one of our traders, Michele Rossi. He's from Italy, he's Italian of course, and he's one of our traders in our platform. And we are going to get his feedback on the journey that he had by being a trader, his difficulties, his successes. So now we are going to go for the interview. Hi Michele, welcome to PipFarm interview.
Hi, hello, and thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
Nice, amazing. So I'll start with the basic question. There is, and I want to know specifically what got you into trading. What was the thing that attracted you into trading?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So it started, I'm a long time ago. I'm 38 today, and started when I was 18 years old. So not really straight into day trading, but I learned instantly when I got
Okay.
outside of high school that I needed to invest. I can really remember where it started, where the first thought about investing came from. But I said I have this little money because I was a musician in my previous life, and I was touring in Italy and Europe. So I was making a little bit of money, and I said, what do I do with this money? And so I knew that put it in the bank, or in Italy we say under the mattress. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not good because I've heard somewhere on television, maybe some movie, I don't quite remember. But let me start invest my money because maybe it will grow. Didn't know much about investing, but I started with my bank account. I asked, can I invest? Where can I invest? And so I started put some money aside every month. I put something in the investment. Then after few years, I've I've started to realize that I was making an average of 1% a month. Sometimes a good year, 2% a month. Then I started to learn about the S&P 500. You get 25 years window time frame, whatever between the 19 till today, and it's whatever you take, most of the time you're going to get between 7% and 12% per year. And I started to make some calculation and I say, wow, this is beautiful. So I don't have to do anything else. And I jumped 8 years ago. So long journey between my 18 years old till today, till 8 years ago. And I jumped into a Discord community. They were talking about NFTs and stuff, maybe a little bit before the NFTs came out for the first time. But yes, blockchain, etc. And I started to talk with some guy, and we were started to discuss about investing. And they said to me, "Oh, you're investing?" Yes, I invest into S&P 500. It's easy, super easy. I put the money, I let it grow 1% a month. Oh, I'm making day trading. Oh, what's that? You buy and sell, but on a daily basis. So, oh, how much are you making? About 1-2%. Oh, similar to me investing. No, a day. And I say, what? Sometimes, not every day, but sometimes I target 1-2% a day. And I say,
Yeah.
what's that black magic? Sorry for the long introduction, but that was the pre-roll to get to the point where I switched my mind and I said, what's this black magic? Let me learn more about that. I got sick in that period, a tumor right here.
Okay.
And I had a lot of health issues, chronic pain in my back. I was bedridden for over 3 years. So I had a lot of time, a lot of free time. And to cope with pain and to keep my mind rolling, I said, let me learn trading, day trading. So I started to put my mind right there. I get asked so many times, did you have a mentor? Did you have someone that you follow? No, I didn't. But I made a lot of research. So many YouTube videos, many books, many courses from, I read a lot. I saw a lot. And I started to develop some strategy. The first thing that came up into my mind was that I was emotional. Then today I got that was not emotion, that was lack of knowledge. But so I said, I like coding. So let me code the strategy that I have so it goes automatically. And so I started to code some trading view indicator, then some MT4 bots. And that was the start of day trading about 8 years ago.
Okay.
And luckily, step by step, I built up my trading account. So I was trading a small live trading account. I've never traded demo because I've tried, but it didn't make sense to me because I was not feeling the money.
Yeah.
So I
Like the
started with a
conditions.
$8,000 account and I was using 0.01 lot size, whatever it takes. So I was not looking at that time. I'm risking one to get into risk reward. I was just risking the lowest amount possible. And then we're coming to the prop firm. So my first encounter with the prop firm was FTMOs,
Okay.
but
When? When was that?
I, I don't remember exactly. 5 years ago, maybe.
Yeah,
Is it
probably.
possible?
Yeah, my first encounter with FDMO was back in 2018. So
Yes,
yeah,
pre-COVID.
they started to grow back then. It was
Yeah.
very like, which company is this? They
Mm,
are going to give me money to trade. This is
yes,
very weird.
exactly. But I don't know why. I've never got an account with them. Never. I never bought an account because I don't know why. I had this feeling that I hate them. I don't know why. Sorry, FTMO, nothing against you, but I don't know. I didn't like that. Then one day, something really beautiful came up into my screen, and I say, "My forex funds, I love it. My that's my prop. That's my prop." So I started buying trading accounts over and over. I guess I bought about 80, 60, 80 prop firm account and some with my bots, some with high frequency trading, still my bots that I developed it, some with discretional trading. I got to build up a super huge account. So the cap at that time was, and I'm talking about 4 or 5 years ago, 2 million. So I created an account for myself because I reached the 2 million. Then I created an account for my mother, then an account for my wife. And I scaled up. I burned so many accounts, but in the end, I had 6 million total with my
Wow,
Forex funds.
that is crazy.
And I was milking them like a cow, like a lot. So that's where I built my today's trading account, live account. And one day, boom, everything is finished. Everything is over. So it was the biggest emotional day of my life because it took me it took me so much blood, so much sweat to pass those accounts and so much investment, of course, because I bought more than 80 accounts. And in the end, I don't quite remember how many accounts I had in the end, but I burned so much, I got a lot of money. So return of investment is certainly
Good.
on my side, on my
Positive.
side. But in the end, everything's over in 2 hours. And so I took a step away from prop firm and I reapproached it recently.
Yeah, that is interesting. We definitely the prop trading industry has developed and has been in evolution for the past 2 3 years. Let's say. What was? Let me ask you this. What was the rule that you see that the prop firms implemented that helped, or in the other way, uh,
Mhm.
injured your trading? I can
But
tell you mine if you want.
yeah,
Mine,
yeah,
for
please.
instance, the rule that they implemented that just improved my trading overall with prop firms was the fact that they abandoned the 30 days to pass the challenge. That rule was just bad for my trading because I was putting so much pressure into passing that stage one and then the stage two. That when that rule got abolished by all prop firms, that was just incredible because I started to stack funded accounts because I was not stressed with the time.
Exactly. I was about to say the same. So the 30-day limits was, that's why I was saying about when I was referring to my forex fund, the blood and sweat, because you had to push a lot, because I, I still consider myself in a learning curve, in a learning process, because everything's changed every day. And so not having the 30-day rules, it's like no problem of time, no problem of money. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's
Yes.
how I feel it today when I have a prop account. I don't feel the pressure, because that was the hardest rule, because sometimes with some trading strategy, and when you're in the beginning, or you're doing too much, or the other way, you're doing too less. So maybe you only have one simple strategy, and it doesn't show you your entry criteria every day. So you have to wait. Maybe tomorrow is not the day. You have to wait the next day. That is for sure the biggest change for better, the biggest change for worse. But that is particularly for myself, because I think that is a good idea for the majority of traders out there, is the limitation during news.
Okay.
Because putting aside what I did with some accounts and with some of the, let's say, I got a lot of money out of my forex fund, so I played a little bit with it with some unregulated broker. Don't tell anyone. And I played like hedging before news, before CPI. I was going one account full margin buy, the other account full margin sell. So one account is gonna get burned during CPI. So 3 seconds before CPI, I was placing a buy, full leverage. The other account, same time, full sell. One account get burned instantly. The other account went up. I was playing with 1,000, 1,000. One account goes up to, I remember the best that I get out of it was 13,000. The
Nice.
other account get burned instantly. So that is a bad behavior. Don't do that. And it's a good thing that prop limit that, because it's gambling
Yeah.
and it's not creating a good trader. It doesn't work with the trader, because if you want to be in the business in 5-10 years, because that's what I'm looking at. So 10 years ago I was looking at today I'm looking to myself in 10 years. You have to have a proper plan, you have to have a proper strategy, and you have to stick to the plan. And gambling during news, or even outside the news, it never works,
Yeah.
because it's not you cannot repeat that. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a limiting rule for some aspect, because I talked just about the gambling side, but sometimes I'm using the Reuters terminal, so I'm reading the news before everybody else that using investing or FX Factory, and I'm paying $6,000 a month to have that privilege. And sometimes I see the news, I want to react to the news, but I cannot with the prop. So I go with my account. It's not a problem. The things that I want to say to maybe some traders in the beginning of the journey, don't look at that or other limitation as limitation. Those are rules to get you in the mentality of a good, long-term, profitable, consistent trader. That's how I see that, and that's how I teach that to my private community.
I would like to ask you one thing. In the other day, I was reading some article or something in a book, and the idea that the book was passing, the book was actually from Napoleon Hill. The idea was that if you want to be like great at something, just interview people that failed and people that win, and try to get the best of both sides. So what I was going to ask you is, what was the things that you did wrong that you can advise people not to do? Please don't do this. For, let's say, a trader that still didn't get the consistency, maybe got a funded account but didn't get the payout, whatever. So what the trader should not do that you tried to do but didn't work, and what is on the other side what you did that did work, and you can advise the trader to do that.
So, generally speaking, having a plan. I'm a planner. I plan everything, every aspect of my life. Then, life, you prepare for bananas, life gives you lemon, okay? But at least you have a plan. You know what to do. You have a direction to follow. You have rules to follow. Every years, and we are in January, and I did that recently. It took me, and it take me 5, 7 days where I put everything else aside and I put my head on 2025 plan. What are the goals that I want to reach in 1 year? I have goals for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But this year, what I want to reach with this company, because I run several companies, real estate, coffee, trading, content creators. What are the main goals? And I put down the main areas. What I want to do, I want to grow in this sector. I want to abandon this sector and go towards this sector more heavily. What are the goals on a monthly basis? What are the goals on a weekly basis? What are the daily goals? And what are the hourly goals? So I have, because I tend to lose myself because I like to do many, many things. I have a really strict schedule between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. The other time it's for my family and for my health. In this time frame, everything is scheduled. How I wash my face, what product do I use, what do I eat, what quantity, when do I go to the swimming pool, when do I go to the gym, what do I do, how many repetitions, etc., etc. Of course, this is extreme, and it's not right for everyone. But I'm putting that concept into day trading. So you need, if you want to trade, you need to have a strict plan. You need to have rules. You need to know. Manny buys the prop, open the prop, start trading, buy and selling and buying and selling, not knowing what's the maximum lot size that you can use, what's the leverage, what is the price action, the basics. So in the beginning, I had the plan and I was not following my plan. And this happens to many of my students. So I tell them, write it down on a piece of paper and put it next to your computer. If it's Thursday, that strategy, we have a particular strategy. Thursday, we're not trading that strategy, because using a trading journal, we see that statistically, because we can only look at the past. Statistically, Thursday is not a good day. Okay, put a paper, write it down big with a black marker. Do not trade Thursday. Put it in front of the screen of your computer. Write it down on the palm of your hand. Write it on your forehead and look at the mirror and say, oh, it's Thursday. I should not open the trading platform. So following rules, it's what worked best for me in every aspect of my life. Mm-hmm. And that's what I bring into trading. Then that's what I teach. Write a plan and follow the plan.
Is there any tips on how to follow a plan? Because the majority of the people, they actually have from what I can see, some people, they have a plan, but they have one particular thing that is they are like impulsive, and they know their plan, but they skip that because they see, oh, look, great opportunity here in the market, maybe I can get some money. So how can they stop doing that? Because I feel that is the major problem of everyone.
Having an accountability partner, having a community. So I see that a lot inside of my trading community, because there's nothing you can do alone. Like, I had my wife in the beginning, and I was saying to my wife, today I'm not going to trade. So tell me, do not trade. And maybe I was coming right here in my studios. It's inside of my house. She came in I say, what are you doing? I'm not trading. I'm not trading. I put everything aside. I'm not trading. And you say you don't have to trade and I have to control you. So you need to have someone because in trading, you're alone. That's one of the reasons I created my trading community because trading is boring.
Yes, it
It's
is.
boring. You have to sit alone, wait for opportunity. Sometimes you say, I see an opportunity. It's not an opportunity. It's your mind telling you, do that things that go away because you have enough of staring at the screen. So find an accountability partner. Can be your best friend, can be your partner, can be a trading community, but please, God, safe, a safe place, a nice community with people not saying today we're breaking the trading industry while milking prop. We're doing this. What? $3,000 in 3 minutes. Let's go. Don't do that because it's not reality. But I see that it's working. Maybe few times. Can you repeat that for 5 years, for 10 years? You can make today, we are 500 people. I say, okay, buy here. Out of 500, 50% are gonna get some money, 50% are gonna lose some money. Some of them are gonna lose the whole account. Some of them are gonna say, hey, I made $2,000 in just 3 seconds. It's just luck.
Yeah.
It's the big numbers. It's fairy dust. It's nothing. It doesn't exist because it's not repeatable. It's not, you cannot repeat that. You don't understand what you're doing. So the first thing, educate yourself. Second thing, create a plan, find an accountability partner and follow the plan.
Yeah, I like that idea. By the
Mm.
way, one thing that I'm introducing this year, I always do live streams on my trading community.
Mhm.
Back since 2020, I believe, since the COVID. But I do like 3 live streams per week, like 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. But then
Mhm.
I also trade outside those live streams,
Mm.
because I'm a swing trader. But one thing that I decided to do was, okay, I need to have a very strict time window for trading. So I'm going to implement one thing. And I'm still testing this because I started this in the beginning of the year and only have like 20 days passed.
Yeah.
But the idea was like, okay, we are going to have 2 live streams per week. And I'm only going to analyze the charts on the live stream. I'm going to execute on the live stream and closing everything on the live stream. So apart
Yeah.
from the live, I'm not going to touch the charts.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see if that can work in the long term. For now, 20 days, still okay, good profit for now. Scalping gold. But yeah, that was one idea for me to, okay, let's be super strict and yeah, let's try something new. But yeah, that was just my idea.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. You know what I'm doing and what I'm pushing everybody that follows me, social media on my private community. I'm pushing everybody to actually spend money. The first tool I say everyone you need to have this tool if you want to trade beside the plan and the community. So where do I invest my money? Which prop firm do I buy? Wait, you need to have a trading journal. That's it. Back in time, I was that things right there was full of paper because I was writing everything down, back tests, forward test, live trading, Monte Carlo test, everything, cross validation, everything written down for every strategy, for everything that I've built. Today we have super tools. We have AI. It's super easy today. What took me 1 month today takes me 1 hour.
Yeah.
And we're talking a 5 year gap. It's not like 20 years ago. It's 5 years, 3 years. So you need to have your trading journal. Better if automated, better if you share that with me. Like I'm seeing one. I don't know if I can. You can cut it. TradeZella. That's what I use. I've used TraderBuddy. I've used MTJ. All of them great software. They are taking track of what you're doing. And every day, I go live every day with my community. We trade live every day for a couple of years today. And I pick one student and I say, okay, let's share your screen and see what you did. Because everybody likes to lie about what they did because they feel the shame that they overtrade or that they use the bigger lot size or that they lose money. So I know for sure that I have some people that bought like 60 prop in 1 month, 60 challenge. They burnt them all, and then they're showing one. Hey, today I got a payout. Congratulations! You spend $1,000 in prop, you get a $3,000 payout. Great. That's not the way, because everybody wants to show that they are good. They don't like to show the other side. So in my trading community, I push a lot of people to be open, to be true, because that's the only way to get help, to help each other. So we share the screen and we look at the screen, and I'm starting to say, okay, you have your, let's say you have a prop with $100,000 account, so you're risking 1% a trade. Fair enough. You have to lose 1,000. So if you're losing 1,100 or $900, totally fine. Sometimes I see 2,000 in one day. Sometimes I see 4 trades, 500 minus red. Red, I'm talking about red days. Mine 500, my 300, minus 200, minus 100. The total, it's well over that 1,000. And I told them, it's more than one trade and you lost more than the plan. So now let's make some calculation. And I guarantee you, every time it's like this. We make the calculation, we remove the extra loss. So we don't add any wins. We just remove the extra loss. Everybody's in profit. Just removing the extra loss. 300 today, 2,000 tomorrow, 1,000 the other day, 800 another day, 200, 300. You go in the end of the month, you finish your trading month minus 4%. You remove the extra losses. So what's beyond your plan? They are in profit 3%, 4%. That's great. It's
Yeah,
$3,000 profit.
yeah, yeah. It's
It's
exactly
super
that.
easy. It's super easy. It's our mind fucking up the with the numbers because we're greedy. We want to have everything and today.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a journey for every person to understand what works and what doesn't for them. But yeah, we are here just giving tips on what works for me, what works for you particularly, and this may be something that people can try. People that are struggling with follow the rules, etc. They can try and they can see if this goes somewhere for them or not. But definitely that is a thing that I completely agree, because I found myself in the same position where if we remove all the mistakes that were not on the trading plan, we just have a good month.
Exactly.
And sometimes it isn't that hard. You just gotta
Isn't that
follow the plan.
it is not. It is not, definitely. That's what we're talking every day about. Is not everybody says because I'm emotional. No, you're not. It's not about that you're emotional or not. First of all, learn. So invest in your education. That's the first thing. Second thing, find a strategy, find what works for you, try with a demo account, with a prop account. Why not? Because you can use super small lot sizes and still having the feeling of a real account, whether it's a challenge or you're already live. Test it, give it a test, try it, back test a lot, find your plan, write down your rules, and start trading that way. Stick to the plan. Don't rush, because here in Italy, the average salary is 1,500 euros, I guess, per month. Every day with my community, I have the average person, I have some people with high net worth, mostly the average worker with average salary. They're making $100 in one day, $200 in one day, sometimes $1,000, but let's keep that apart. And they say, it's only 0.2% of my account. How many days do you take to get $200 at work? 5 days. You made it in 5 minutes on chart, clicking one button. If you look at that in that perspective, sounds good. You have to, because
Yes.
today you're trading one account. In 2 years, you can trade multiple accounts, link them together, or play a different strategy, which I suggest, on each of them, and balance the wins and the loss, because that's another huge chapter, another huge misconception, that you have to win every day. I do have multiple trading accounts, investing accounts, crypto accounts. I do have everything because I love it, and I differentiate a lot. So I buy 10 stocks, 5 are gonna win, 5 are gonna lose. But the wins, usually, they're bigger than the losses. That's how it works.
Yeah, yeah. I find interesting when I see people say, "See, you did this one time. You get, let's say, 100 euros. If you do this every day, you get to the end of the week with 500 euros." Man, it's nothing like
It's
that.
not.
No,
No,
no, no, no. Please don't teach people that, because
no.
that is totally wrong. People are going to mess up. The same setup will not work every single day. Is a matter of probability. Yes, you have a big probability of that going right, but that doesn't mean that you are going to get 100 euros per day. Like,
Exactly. Exactly.
so yeah.
And
Sometimes I see some problem also in that mentality.
that's another huge of my goal. Another huge part of my goals is, I, for over 1 year, I was bringing into my Instagram account educational content. So I was talking, I'm a fundamental trader mainly. So I was talking about fundamentals, 200 views, 300 views, 400 views. One day, my wife, she told me, try to do that. You have to speak simple. Okay, but I don't want to do that. Yes, but just give it a try. Okay, let's do that. This is the strategy on gold that makes you profitable every day. 22,000 views in one day. Yeah, but it's stupid. And I still continue not to understand why, if I say people invest $1,000 to have a good mentorship, I don't have money, I don't know, I'm not sure. And if I tell them, give me 10,000, I'm gonna to multiplicate that to 100,000 in 3 days, they're gonna send me the money. So I'm not doing that. I'm not telling that, but I have a lot of people replicating my account and doing that. So it's not me. I'm never gonna ask money people. Why? Why is that inside of people's mind when you have nothing to do? I have this trading boss that making $300,000, 300,000 percentage every month. It's not. If I have that bot, I keep it inside of my safe box. I close the safe box and I eat the key. I'm never gonna sell it.
Yeah,
And I do have some strategies, some automation that are good, but not crazy. That they're
yeah.
not making 300 percent a month. It's not realistic.
Yeah, yeah. People sometimes don't want to put the work in. I understand that, and that is
Exactly.
something that, if you want to be a successful trader, you just have to invest a lot of time and some money into it in order to learn and to be good at trading. So there is
Yeah.
no skipping that,
No,
skipping process.
not at all. Not at all. I found just one person in over 20 years that didn't put any effort into learning, creating skills, and it's 10 years I know him today, and he's still making hundreds of thousands every month, I guess, with trading, not knowing nothing about trading. After 4 years that I know him, and he was trying to teaching me what he was seeing in the charts, and he was telling me, "Don't you see?" And I say, "No, I don't see. He's gonna go up. It's clear." It's not. Why? I cannot explain, but it's gonna go there. And every single time he was going there. So one day he told me he have a particular form of autism, and maybe it's that, I don't know, but it's just one person, and I know a lot of people. It's just one person. Everybody else in the industry that I talk with, and that for sure is successful, for sure is showing real results. So brokerage statement, third party independent. How do you say? Like for Darwinex,
Hmm.
you cannot fake that results. Like if you show C Trader, you cannot fake C Trader. You can fake MetaTrader. You can fake MyFX book. You cannot fake this stuff. They all say you see the tip of the iceberg. You see me today in the social media, maybe with good cars and quote, it's not every time that you see a good car, they're rich. I'm driving a stupid $30,000 car because I live in a small town with a lot of bad
Oh,
roads.
yeah.
So I don't even care about a Lamborghini or I don't care. I spend in other stuff. So a car doesn't mean a good trader.
Yeah, yeah.
So beware, beware. And they all say I spent the last 10 years, 5 years, 7 years, 4 years studying, burning accounts, educating myself, repeating, burning accounts, and then started compounding smaller and bigger and smaller and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
And
I'm interested in asking one thing to you.
yeah,
You have a community for a couple of years now. I also have a
yeah.
community for a couple of years. Do you see sometimes those guys that get into trading with a lot of will, a lot of a lot of intensity, and then after a while they just give up?
And I removed the after a while, after a day or two.
Yeah.
I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm into that. Let's make a call. We have a call. I push them because I'm a motivator. I like to, when I see people that they say, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm ready because I want to change my life. After a couple of days, oh, sorry, I didn't show up because I had this, because I had my family, because I have that. Every day. It happens every day. And I see results after 2 years in some people that are with me since the beginning. This in the last 3 months, 4 months, I started to see consistent results from them. So every time they ask me how much does it take, I usually answer this between 6 months and 3 years, but it can take 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. Oh, it's too much. And I say, think about this. Why you want to do this? Because of money. How much do you expect to earn with that? It's gonna be. Do you think about trading as a side hustle, like where you make extra 500, extra 1,000, or you see that as a career? I see that as a career. Great. Is it good? 10,000 a month? Yes, it's great. Okay. Which other profession do you know that makes 10,000 a month? I'm talking about Italy. Oh, a lawyer, a surgeon, a dentist. Okay, how long do you have to study and to spend and to invest to live out, to go to the university, to pay for the studies, for your dresses, etc., etc.? About 10 years. That's it. With trading, you stay home, you stay in front of a computer, nobody's bothering you. You buy a prop with $500, you have access to $8,000, $800,000 account. You spend 1,000 to 2,000 into good education. Not with me. Go with everybody, with anybody. Make sure that you're going with someone good. And after, I don't know, 6 months, good for you. 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. It's still less time, it's still less effort than become a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
And good God, thanks to them because they are doing the most important jobs in the world.
Yeah, we are just clicking buttons on home.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that is interesting, and that is the perfect analogy to say to someone like that has that mentality that wants money fast, and 6 months is
Yeah.
way too long. And sometimes I think I see some members in my community that just ghosted for sometimes, and I just wonder if this guy was here now, if he kept the consistency, I really believe that he would be
Sure,
great by now. Why
sure,
the hell did he give up?
sure.
But yeah, that is with each person. Now I want to ask you one thing. You have been with PipFarm for a couple of months now. You have been trading with us. What is one of the favorite things that led you into trading with PipFarm? What do you like the most about our platform?
The platform itself. So starting from the prop. So when you look at the websites, it's super easy and straight and direct to understand what you're getting. So sometimes when you go on other prop firms, you see a lot of images, a lot of stuff, a lot of information, you get lost. You go straight to the point. Here's our model, here's our rules, here's what you get. You can get this or that, not like you put the EAs, or you want to trade news, you don't want to trade news, you want to trade with a split of these things, or you don't want to do that, you want to do this, or it's easy to understand. So once I get in the first time, it was super easy for me to say this one. It's like when you go on the supermarket and you have to choose the right pasta and you have too many choices, you don't know where to go, and maybe you finish getting the wrong one. When you have couple of choices, good choices, you say this or that, this one. Okay, let's go. And the second thing, the platform, C-Trader. The best thing about C-Trader is, and I recently coded one of my bot, and that's because of you, to work, two bots as of today. Two bots that are now working inside of C-Trader. It's super easy to use. And the best functionality, not the best functionality, the best thing about C-Trader, it's super fast. When you click, it reacts. Well, I know it's a chain, the server, maybe if you're using a VPS or not, the everything, the liquidity provider, etc. But the platform is reactive.
Yes, it's a very
While
good
while
platform.
MetaTrader, it's super slow, super slow. And the second thing, of course, for me personally, is you can drag and drop and see everything very easily on the chart. If I want to modify, let's say, a position, I just click and drag,
Yeah.
and that's super useful.
I was going to say to your first points where a lot of prop firms use add-ons
Mm,
as a way to give traders what they want. But in reality, if you think about it, you can buy add-ons, but you don't actually know if you are going to pass the challenge and reach the funded accounts in order to use those add-ons or not. So you are
mhm.
just spending money in the expectation of that account to go funded, but you don't
Exactly.
actually know. What in PipFarm we decided to do was okay, we don't want add-ons because we don't want people to pay more for something that they may not use it, but we want to have like a reward system where people can reach those things that they want. So if they want more profit split, we can give them. If they want more leverage, we can give them. If they want more drawdown, faster payouts, etc. And that was the reason of the experience program that we have, is to give traders what add-ons give, but in a way that they don't need actually to pay for those add-ons. They can just trade, and they do some quests that we put inside PipFarm in order for them to get more XP
Mhm.
points, to get faster payouts,
Yeah,
faster in terms of reduce the or increase the frequency of payouts.
yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say is a good way to also put traders to be consistently better, and that is our slogan actually, because it's better reward. If you want a better profit split, you have to do some quests, and those quests can be actually like reaching 100 pips on gold, or reaching 50 pips on gold. This is positive. This is a positive expectation that we have from you. And if you are a bad trader, if you cannot do 50 pips, because 50 pips had to be positive, not negative, of
sure, of
course.
course.
um, if you if you are not a good trader, you are not able to increase the leverage. You are not able to increase those XP points by doing those quests. So I think it's a fair program.
It's a very good program because in a world where the world today for a long period of time lacked of meritocratic rewards. So especially in Italy, I'm the son, he's my uncle, help me out. It's a meritocratic thing. It's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing. So you get rewards if you deserve.
Yeah.
It's not just a marketing.
I know. If we want to have a marketing thing, we can put add-ons, cheaper
Yeah,
add-ons,
yeah,
sells better.
yeah,
Sells better. But yeah, I think that is a fair program. So, Michele, we are reaching to the end of our
yeah.
interview. I appreciate the time that you spare to be here with us and speak a little bit, and also to inform and educate traders that are watching this interview in some different ways to do stuff. Maybe they learn something here. For sure they do. Sometimes we find ourselves repeating always the same thing as an
Yes,
educators, but
yes,
that is because the things that we are repeating are really important. Are
yes,
really
exactly.
important.
100%. I tell this every day in my community. I'm sorry to sound as a broken record, but that's what you need to know. That's
Yeah.
what you need to do. That's what you need to repeat because trading is repeating every day something that you found that is working for you.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree with that. So, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much on the other side for hearing us out. And yeah, for sure, we are going to schedule another interview to speak a little bit more. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Bye.